Hey, this is Jeff with www.missionmusician.com, and this is part 3 of mixing how to mix a song. And I just wanted to make a mention of this, and I probably should have done this in the first video. I don't always start with drums, mixing the drums. It's really song specific for me. Like if there's a piano part, say for instance, that is really dominant, and is really a big part of the song, then I may start with the piano part. But in rock music, I almost always start with the drums because the drums and the bass are the foundation of the song, for me and the way I mix anyway. So I will start with the drums and bass. Another good starting point is to start with the vocal. I generally don't do that because I can usually always make a vocal fit into a mix. With just a little bit of EQ, I can make it fit into a mix. But you always want to start with the most important instrument of the song in your mind. And usually that is the vocal, unless it's an instrumental, obviously. But for me and for mixing, I tend to mix a lot of modern rock songs. The drums and the bass, they got to fit together. They got to play well together. I can squeeze guitars in. I can squeeze vocals in. But I want to have that rock solid foundation of drums and bass in there. So this isn't a modern rock song. This is a kind of, I would say, kind of a pop song. So I could have started with the... well, really, the drums and the bass are the only thing I think that play through the whole entire song. So that's probably why I chose to go with those. But anyway, when you're mixing, you want to try to mix the most important instrument first. So let's continue on. Let's see where we're at in the mix at the moment. I'm going to select all of the channels, and we're going to bypass everything. Oops. If I can press the right button. Let's see here. There we go. I'm going to scroll up here, and I'm going to start playing the song, and then I'm going to bypass all the plugins, and then bring them back in, and I'm going to... Okay, we're already in stereo. So here we go. Alright, one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is that the reverb is way too high. I can hear it on the hi-hats, and I definitely do not want that. So let's listen again. Okay, so I was feeling way too much hi-hat in there. So I backed down the overheads in the room a little bit and backed off the reverb a little bit. And we still may adjust that down the road, but for right now, it's okay. So I'm going to solo the bass and just listen to it to hear what's going on, because I think it's kind of crunchy. So let's listen. So I don't know if it was overdriven into something or if it was recorded with some kind of distortion or overdrive on it. But it definitely has something going on. It's not like a crystal clear bass track. Alright, so I'm going to throw the mix in mono, and I'm going to start EQing the bass. All right, so this bass has got a lot of sub in it. So I'm rolling up to, I may even roll up a little bit more because I don't want it to interfere with my kick at all. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, it's bass, you know, why are you rolling up that much? Well, I want to leave room for my kick drum, and I want my bass to live somewhere in the 100 to 125 hertz region. So I'm feeling like the bass is lacking a little bit. It's covering the low end, but I kind of want to hear some. I want to hear that boom, 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 boom. It's not cutting enough for me, so I'm going to duplicate this. And I am gonna actually send both of these to a new bus. Let's see. Oops. New track. Mono, aux, bass, bus. And I'm going to set my output to submix. And all right, so now what I'm going to do is on this track, I'm going to put some distortion on it. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to roll off everything below 250. Or thereabouts. And let's try. Let's try good old Sans Amp, and let's use crunchy bass. All right. Still not sure on the bass yet. We're just going to go through and start EQing some more. And that's really what mixing is just getting something set and then circling the wagons and going back and readjusting. So I'm going to leave it like that. All I did was I duplicated the bass track and put a distortion plugin on it and filtered the low end out because I don't want distortion on anything below 250 hertz on the bass track, and just blended it in and it's sounding okay at the moment. I'm not super excited about it, but we'll see. And I think the bass is sitting at a good level, and I can hear everything the bass is doing, so I think the compression that I put on it is good enough. Let's go ahead, and I want to hear the guitar tracks. Alright, one's definitely darker than the other, which is cool. I kind of dig that. Now, when I EQ guitars, I do solo the guitars so I can roll down and find the low end or high pass up to a certain point so it's not interfering with the bass and the drums. So I'm going to do that here really quick. All I do is roll up to where it starts sounding thin and then back it back down. Okay, so you can hear, if you're listening on good headphones or monitors, that getting rid of this gets rid of that flub that's down there. And I don't want that. So let's try it on this one. All right, let's listen to that in a minute. Yeah, that's really clearing a way for the bass to come through. I like what that's doing. I don't know that I would EQ anything more on the guitars. Let's just kind of listen through really quick. I'm gonna just scope and see if anything stands out to me. All right, let's see if there's anything in here we can boost. Now, normally, if these were two guitars that were the same amp... Sorry about that. Had a phone call. I hope I can continue with my train of thought here because it was a long phone call. So, I think I was saying that if I had two of the guitars that were played through the same amp, same sound, which I don't generally like to record that way, what I would do is copy this EQ and reverse these so they would sound different. And I may still do that on this one as I close it. I don't know why I closed it. So let me, well, here, let's just copy this over to here, and then I don't really know that I want to boost down here. I may just bring it up just a little bit, and let's hear these guitars together. Go to a different part of the song real quick to make sure this is gelling. Let me scroll down here. All right, you'll notice when I bypass the EQ, the guitars kind of get lost. Let me do that real quick. Alright, so that's working okay for me now. This one's getting a little bit towards the harsh side, so I may bring this back down. I don't know yet. But compared to the drums, it's still sounding dull, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to work that. Let's just try to work it really quick. All right, so I brightened these guitars up considerably because this one was actually pretty dark. So, but I'm rolling off back to, let's take it up to 6 kilohertz because I don't want the guitar to get too harsh. Let's see where this, we might end up and roll this one back to. There's a part right there that I may have to automate this. I want to make sure this stands out in the mix. Joe does something really cool on guitar there. We may come back and just automate that. I don't want to get the guitars too nasally. Alright, and you'll notice I need to do some gain staging here because I'm boosting and the input's louder than the output, so I'm going to back this down a little bit. Alright, so I'm good with those 2 guitars for now. We'll move on. Alright, so let's work on this guitar here. Let's see here. Alright, there's a lot of unnecessary low end in this I can hear already. Let's just go to here where it's playing more. Just realized I took the stereo plug-in off. That's what's messing me up here. So if you're just joining me on this video, I have a stereo widener plug-in making everything in mono. And I forgot to turn it back on. I've just got the width all the way down to 0. So let's try that again. still not sure where I'm going to place this in the stereo field. It's kind of bugging me right now. But since we're in mono, I'm not going to mess with it at the moment, and I'm going to leave it right there. It sounds okay to me for now. Let's do some acoustics. Great acoustic sound. Well mic'd, well recorded. What I'm wanting, what my vision is for this mix is these acoustics in the chorus are adding some percussive elements. I'm not necessarily looking for them to be predominant in the mix, but I want him to add that percussive feeling that he's playing on the guitar. I do like all the little guitar fills that he's doing now as well. So let's just let me roll this one down a little bit, and let's see how they sound in the mix, and then we'll maybe EQ some more. I very seldom get to hear guitars, acoustic guitars recorded this well. These sound beautiful. And guys, I'm not paying any attention to what the numbers say. I'm just using my ears here and trying to find a frequency that speaks to me. I don't care what these numbers say. I don't care what the gain says. All I'm trying to do, and excuse me, honestly, these guitars, these acoustics are recorded so well that the only reason I'm putting EQ on them is so they're going to poke out through the mix. By themselves, they sound fantastic. But let's get them to poke out of the mix just a little bit. Yeah, okay, so I'm liking that. Let's go to the beginning, and I don't know that we're necessarily going to need to do any EQ to these acoustics, because I think they only play in a couple of spots. Let's see. Let's just listen here. I don't really hear any low end on that, but I'm going to filter out anyway. Yeah, there's a little bit of low in there. And maybe brighten that just a little bit. All right, now another thing I like to do on guitars is add some saturation on the bus level. And one thing that I didn't do on the bus level is top-down mixing. And to be honest, I just forgot about it. I went right from the bass into the guitars, and I didn't do any bus processing on the guitar bus, but that's all right. So I'm going to add a free plugin. I'm trying to decide if I wanted to use, let's see. Okay, so Saturation Now by Softtube is free. Let's listen to what this does. Yeah, so it's giving it a little bit of vibe. And I don't normally throw compressor on distorted guitars because they're already so compressed. But just to try it out, just to see if it's going to give me anything at all, I'm going to throw an 1176 on here. And just going to do a kind of a medium attack and maybe a faster release, and let's see what this does. want to go to a part where it's playing more. And let me go up here where it's got the acoustics in, because sometimes compression and acoustic guitars don't play well together. I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, it is taming some of the peaks on the acoustic, so I'm going to leave it on. I don't have a whole bunch going here, maybe up to 1 dB of compression. So it's not a whole lot happening. It's just controlling the peaks of the acoustic guitar. So I'm fine with that. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. Next, we're going to go to the strings and then the vocals. Let me take that off. And before I wrap it up, let's just do a quick comparison to see where we've come. And I still think, as I'm listening back to it in some parts, the reverb is just way too loud on the drums still. So let's listen to, I'm going to have these on to start, and then I'm going to bypass all the plugins. Actually going to bypass that one now. That's just a stereo widener. And I'll turn them off and on, and we'll see where we've come. All right, so quite a drastic improvement in my opinion. Now, the gain is a little higher on when the plugins are in, so it's kind of affecting my judgment a little bit. But I can tell that everything that I've done so far has been an improvement and hasn't detracted from the mix. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to improve the mix in just small little increments. A bunch of little increments, incremental moves adds up to a well-polished mix, and that's what we're going to try to do here. The drums are still a little rough in my opinion, and I can't quite put my finger on it yet. But I can hear everything. I can hear the kick, the snare, all the cymbals. I can hear the acoustic playing. I can hear all of the stuff the guitars are doing, and the bass is sitting right up front. So far, so good. We may end up and tweak some things as we go, but right now it's sounding pretty good. What we're doing is we're just working through the mix, getting everything sounding as good as we can. Then we may have to circle back and work through it again and adjust some things. And also, I guess I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but obviously I'm mixing through headphones at the moment, and that's not an ideal situation, but it's also not impossible to mix through headphones. I have really good, I have Sennheiser HD, geez, I don't even know what these are. 650s, that's right. I get the HD 650s, and they are awesome to mix through. Now, I don't recommend mixing through headphones. I always recommend mixing through monitors, a decent pair of studio monitors. But because I have to shoot the video, I obviously can't have my monitors playing. So I'm doing the best that I can in headphones. So anyway, I'm going to put a link up to the next video and the previous video so you can find these videos. And if by some chance the link isn't on here or isn't working, just click down below on Mission Musician and it'll take you to my channel where all of these videos are located anyway. So, and also there's tons of other videos on there that you can check out. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up now. Visit the blog for a free mix bundle at www.missionmusician.com. Totally free. It's got 3 tutorial series in it. One is on compression, one's on EQ. The other one is a quick start to Pro Tools, where I show you how to use Pro Tools from the very start, from opening the session and setting everything up. So there you have it. And it's got I have 2 free ebooks in there as well. So you can get that at the blog at www.missionmusician.com. Thanks for watching, and I hope you continue to watch the rest of this video, or the rest of this series. I'm sorry. I'll talk to you soon. See you guys.